Welcome to Big Breaking News of America. The election of a new pope marks a significant moment in the life of the Catholic Church as the pontiff assumes a multifaceted role that combines spiritual, administrative, diplomatic, and pastoral responsibilities. The duties of a newly elected pope, such as Pope Leo XIV, elected on May 8, 2025, are rooted in centuries-old traditions and shaped by the evolving needs of the global Catholic community. Below is a detailed report outlining the key responsibilities of a newly elected pope, drawing on the context of the Catholic Church's structure, historical practices, and contemporary challenges. 1. Spiritual leadership. The Pope, as the Bishop of Rome and the successor to Saint Peter, is the supreme spiritual leader of the Catholic Church, guiding over 1.4 billion Catholics worldwide. His spiritual duties include guarding the deposit of faith. The Pope is responsible for preserving and teaching the core tenets of Catholic doctrine, including Scripture and sacred tradition. He ensures that the Church's teachings remain orthodox and consistent with its historical foundations. This involves issuing authoritative teachings through encyclicals, apostolic exhortations, and homilies. Teaching authority. The Pope has the authority to define doctrines on faith and morals, sometimes invoking papal infallibility in rare cases when teaching ex cathedra from the chair of Peter on matters of doctrine. This ensures clarity and unity in the Church's beliefs. Leading major liturgical celebrations. The Pope presides over significant religious events such as Christmas, Easter, and Jubilee years, e.g. the 2025 Jubilee year. These celebrations reinforce the Church's spiritual mission and provide moments of global unity for Catholics. Promoting personal holiness. The Pope is expected to live as a model of holiness, serving as a witness to Christ. This includes daily prayer for the Church and the world, fostering a life of humility and devotion. Confirming the faithful. As the successor to Peter, the Pope strengthens the faith of Catholics by encouraging adherence to Church teachings and promoting unity across diverse cultures and regions. Upon election, the new Pope's first spiritual act is delivering the Urbi et Orbi blessing to the city and the world from the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, symbolizing his role as a universal pastor. For example, Pope Leo XIV's first words, "Peace be with you all," emphasized his commitment to fostering spiritual unity. 2. Administrative governance. The Pope serves as the head of the Catholic Church's global administrative structure and the sovereign of Vatican City-State. His administrative duties include appointing bishops. One of the Pope's most critical tasks is selecting bishops to lead dioceses worldwide. This responsibility, previously overseen by Pope Leo XIV as head of the dicastery for bishops, ensures that local church leaders align with the Vatican's vision. Overseeing the Roman Curia. The Pope governs the Church through the Roman Curia, a body of dicasteries, departments that manage areas like doctrine, clergy, and evangelization. He appoints cardinals and other officials to these roles, shaping the Church's administrative direction. Managing Vatican City-State. As the sovereign of Vatican City, the Pope oversees its governance, including its budget, infrastructure, and personnel. This role requires balancing the Vatican's financial challenges, such as strained budgets noted in recent reports. Canon law and discipline. The Pope upholds ecclesiastical discipline, ensuring that Church laws are followed. He may issue decrees, reform canon law, or address issues like clergy misconduct. For instance, Pope Leo XIV inherits the challenge of tackling sexual abuse scandals, a priority for maintaining the Church's credibility. Creating cardinals. The Pope elevates bishops to the rank of cardinal, determining the composition of the College of Cardinals, which will elect his successor. This allows him to influence the Church's future leadership. Upon election, the Pope begins these duties immediately, often relying on the Camerlengo and other Vatican officials during the transition to establish administrative continuity. 3. Diplomatic and global leadership. The Pope is a global figure, acting as a moral authority and diplomat on the world stage. His diplomatic duties include advocating for peace. The Pope prays for and promotes peace in global conflicts, issuing statements, or mediating disputes. Pope Leo XIV's call to build bridges and dialogue reflects this role, continuing the legacy of Pope Francis, who addressed crises like the Gaza humanitarian crisis. Interfaith and ecumenical dialogue. The Pope engages with leaders of other religions and Christian denominations to foster mutual understanding. This is particularly relevant in addressing global challenges like religious persecution or cultural divisions. Relations with states. As head of Vatican City, the Pope maintains diplomatic relations with over 180 countries. He may meet with world leaders to discuss issues like human rights, climate change, or migration, leveraging the Vatican's neutral status. Social justice advocacy. The Pope addresses global issues like poverty, inequality, and environmental stewardship. Pope Leo XIV, described as progressive on social issues, is expected to continue championing marginalized groups as Pope Francis did for migrants and the poor. The Pope's diplomatic role begins with his first public address, setting the tone for his pontificate's global priorities. For example, Pope Leo XIV's emphasis on charity and dialogue signals a focus on inclusive leadership. 4. Pastoral responsibilities. As the chief shepherd of the Church, the Pope has a pastoral duty to care for the faithful, both directly and through his representatives. These responsibilities include encouraging evangelization. The Pope promotes the Church's missionary work, urging Catholics to spread the gospel. Pope Leo XIV's vision of a missionary church aligns with his background as an Augustinian missionary in Peru. Writing pastoral documents. The Pope issues encyclicals, apostolic letters, and other writings to guide the faithful on spiritual and moral issues. These documents address contemporary challenges such as technology, family life, or social justice. Meeting with the faithful. The Pope holds audiences with Catholics, bishops, and lay people, offering guidance and encouragement. These interactions, often at the Vatican or during papal trips, strengthen the Church's communal bonds. Addressing pastoral crises. The Pope responds to issues like declining church attendance, secularization, or internal divisions. Pope Leo XIV faces the challenge of balancing tradition and progress, particularly on contentious issues like women's roles in the Church, where he holds conservative views, e.g., opposing women deacons. The Pope's pastoral role is evident in his first acts, such as Pope Leo XIV's tribute to Pope Francis and his call for unity in his inaugural address. 5. Symbolic and ceremonial duties. The Pope's role is steeped in symbolism, reflecting his position as the visible head of the Church. Key ceremonial duties include choosing a papal name. Upon election, the Pope selects a name that signals his vision or honors a predecessor. Pope Leo XIV's choice of Leo may evoke Pope Leo XIII, known for social teachings, or reflect a commitment to strength and leadership. Wearing papal vestments. The Pope dons the white cassock, pectoral cross, and other symbols of his office in the Room of Tears after election, marking his transformation into the pontiff. Presiding over canonizations. The Pope declares saints, recognizing exemplary Catholics as models of holiness. This process involves reviewing candidates and celebrating canonization masses. Leading Jubilee years. In 2025, Pope Leo XIV will oversee the Jubilee year, a time of pilgrimage and spiritual renewal, involving events like opening the Holy Door at St. Peter's Basilica. These ceremonial acts, beginning with the Habemus Papam announcement, project the Pope's authority and connect him to the Church's historical legacy. 6. Challenges and expectations for Pope Leo XIV. As the first American Pope, Pope Leo XIV faces unique challenges that shape his duties. Navigating global perceptions. His U.S. background may raise concerns about American influence, requiring him to emphasize his Peruvian citizenship and global experience to appeal to a diverse Church. Addressing scandals. The ongoing issue of sexual abuse in the Church demands transparency and reform, a priority inherited from Pope Francis. Balancing tradition and progress. Pope Leo XIV's centrist stance, with progressive social views but conservative doctrinal positions, will influence how he addresses issues like women's roles, same-sex blessings, or liturgical reforms. Financial management. Strained Vatican budgets require careful stewardship to maintain the Church's operations and global outreach. Unifying a polarized Church. Internal divisions over theology, governance, and cultural issues challenge the Pope to foster unity, as emphasized in his call for a Church that builds bridges. Conclusion. The duties of a newly elected Pope, such as Pope Leo XIV, encompass a profound blend of spiritual, administrative, diplomatic, pastoral, ceremonial, and symbolic responsibilities. As the Supreme Pontiff, he is tasked with guiding the Catholic Church through complex global challenges while preserving its doctrinal integrity and fostering unity among its 1.4 billion members. From his first Urbi et Orbi blessing to his ongoing leadership in the 2025 Jubilee year, the Pope's role is both a sacred calling and a demanding office. By drawing on prayer, discernment, and the support of the College of Cardinals, Pope Leo XIV will navigate these duties to shape the Church's future in a rapidly changing world. For further details on the papal election process or specific aspects of the papacy, refer to resources like the Vatican News website. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell icon and leave a like for more videos, and share it with your friends and family, and express your thoughts under comment section. Bye bye, take care.